get more casts of Mindbender, because Mindbender's cooldown is refunded based on your cast of other spells. So
Right.
like, okay, but there's still DR at some point, and I feel like 7,000 of any stat rating is like well into DR, and I just don't feel like its value is so high. Like, because I mean, that happened with like Boomkins and Shadowlands. You had so much mastery that you were like, any other class it would have been terrible, but since you were Boomkin, it was just like fine. Like
Right.
you were supposed to do that because it was even at 50% value, it was more valuable than your next most valuable thing.
Right.
Right, which that
Even
makes
with
sense.
the DR.
But that's not like they didn't nerf crit for disc, so I'm not understanding like why you would go that far into DR. Because like that's certainly into DR. Like last patch we were sitting at like, I don't know, you know, like 4,500 to 5,000 rating was like on the high end, and you'd have about the same amount of crit. Oh, Tank just died. Sir.
Oh, are you doing a key?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so anyway, I kind of changed my shit around so that I'll be higher,
range 5.
Higher haste.
Yeah.
Just to see how it goes.
Right, but I tend to find that I just run out of mana if I have a copious amount of haste. Especially now that they took away our mana regen abilities and our Wraith group doesn't have an Innervate. Even in keys, like, I definitely, at the end of last season when I was trying to do 28s and shit, it was really nice to have a Boomkin, because I would run out of mana without one in, like, that level of keys. It was just so much, like, raw healing spells getting cast, not just, like, smite. And, like, I get that it's kind of a catch-22, because if you are getting Mindbender up more often, you're gonna get more mana back. So, like, that haste is going to give you more mana back effectively, because you're going to have more Mindbenders, which give you haste. But, like, I don't know.
You're not offsetting enough, because, like...
Yeah, no, because you're hitting DR. Like, I know that haste DR is, like, I don't know, 50-200 rating is, like, the 50% DR on haste for Priest, for Disc, I think. 3250, or I mean 5250, I think, is the 50% reduction. I don't know. I wish Blizz would just put that shit on the numbers. Like, I wish I could just hover over haste and know what the fucking number is.
Yeah, I agree. They keep certain things locked down that just, like, bugs me. Like, shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's like, it's
no
not...
reason to lock it down.
It's not secret either. Like, people figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, you can figure it out by looking at your spell cast speed with an add-on that shows you the decimal points, and then just gaining, you know, a certain... Like, you can do it in the sim software, too. You can figure out where the fucking caps are. Because otherwise the sims wouldn't work. Like, they have that shit figured out. It's just stupid that it's not just accessible in the game by the general player if they want the information. Like, I don't care if I have to, like, hold shift, you know, like, get more information, hold control or some shit. Like, it's fine if they want to hide it from the ultra casuals, but, like, you know, let me be able to see it. I shouldn't have to go to a third-party website to fucking do that. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm surprised that LUI didn't do it, but...
I don't remember it doing it.
I don't think it did, because nobody's ever mentioned it in conversation. People are always trying to plug that fucking add-on. Reasons unbeknownst to me. Yeah, so I also swapped out my Farak trinket for keys, because I noticed a lot of people were running this DPS trinket that I already got at the beginning of the season. So I just upgraded that instead. It's just verse on it though, and that was part of the reason I didn't like the Farak trinket, is that it doesn't have int. Like, there's no int. It doesn't proc for int either. It's just, you're just losing the int that you would have on a trinket. So, but
Huh.
I
Yeah,
was
that
getting
sucks.
low on burst, and I know this thing does do quite a bit of damage because I wore it in like, I don't know, a 16 or something I did with Zeus Impossible. Since I was just like
Yeah.
fucking around and like I don't need a healing trinket at a fucking 16, so I put it on in that, and it did like, I don't know, 10% of my damage or something, which isn't bad.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like to have. I noticed that there's another trinket this season that's like a big shield, and so far none of the disc priests are using it, and Jax has it on the fucking list as like D tier, but Jax is also just wrong about 3/4 of the fucking shit, so.
It's so early. I don't think that anybody, like, I think any tier list right now
Right,
will
well, and
be.
Jax just doesn't fix shit, bro. Like, it still shows in the guide, the Wowhead guide, that haste is good because it reduces the cooldown of Solus. Well, they took Solus out of the game in 10.2. Like, it's not even a thing we have. But, like,
Right.
that's still in his guide. So it's like, whatever, you just have to take anything he says with a grain of salt. And, like, I get that he's writing for the most common player, right? Like,
target you.
probably the
Which
most
like,
common player is not going to do a good job of using like a 400k shield trinket at an opportune time. Like, nor will
yeah.
they even need it. Like, in a 16, I would never need that trinket. But that doesn't mean it's a fucking D tier trinket. Like, I don't know. I just don't like him. I don't like him because we got into arguments on fucking YouTube comments. And then it's shit like this, where, I don't know, you didn't take incorrect information, like you didn't proofread your own guide at the start of the new patch. Like, it's one thing, if the change is in the middle of the patch, but when you claim that you rewrite the guide every patch, well, then you should also proofread it, like,
Yeah,
during that
I
same
agree.
patch. Like,
Yeah.
you
That would
can't
make
say
sense.
that you rewrote it if you didn't also proofread it. Like, that's part of the writing process.
Watch your feet. Target you. Watch your feet. Target you.
Don't need to see what's hidden in the fucking Emerald Dream.
Watch
Bro,
your
why
feet.
is this Demon Hunter tank I have just straight up dying to like everything? Like, they're just plants, bro. You hunt demons, they're plants. Like, calm down. Damn it, I keep fucking using my, like, I have a damage trinket and I have my staff that are both, like, click to use, do big damage. And they seem to work with Schism, because, like, Schism doesn't specify anywhere that it's only my spell damage. It just says, like, I mean, it is only my spell damage, but it doesn't indicate that it's only my spells.
Target you.
Like, it just says spell damage that I cause. I haven't tested it, but it seems like, especially with this Suncaller, that I get a bigger hit if Schism's on the target. Like, I get 15% more damage. But I keep fucking casting the thing just like a little bit too late and then Schism falls off. I'm like, not entirely sure if it matters or not. I need to check on a target dummy what the average cast is with Schism and not. Disc getting a 3% healing and a 3% damage nerf. Not a big
I
deal.
don't know how bad you're gonna feel
I'm
it.
not gonna notice it at all. I haven't
Yeah.
reached a key where I'm capped on my healing, so it's like, I don't know. You only notice that if you're absolutely at your maximum, and then that 3% puts you down a level from where you previously were. It's the only time it's like, noticeable. I mean, it might be noticeable in Raid, just like where I line up with the other healers, because the only other healer to receive a nerf is Mistweaver.
True, yeah.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I'm getting big out healed by the fucking shaman. That's partially because he doesn't do mechanics, but it's also like, you know.
At all, dude. Oh my god, I was watching the floor for some of those, but then I was watching the rest of the raid do things, and there
Yeah,
were like
when
a
he
few,
backsaps
few
me
people.
about the fucking positioning, he's like, what do you expect me just to not stop and heal? I was like, literally, yes. There's no damage coming out unless somebody eats a tornado. Like, just wait to
And that's
fucking
their own
heal
fault.
instead of sniping the fucking healing and being in the wrong position and fucking up the baiting. Like, yes, that's what I expect you to do.
We're
Because
not
that's what
we're
you're
not
supposed to do.
we're not going for parses right now. We're trying to kill the fucking boss.
Yeah,
We
when
go
you
for
go for
parses when we get
parsers
out
as
of
a
farm.
when you go for a parse as a healer anyway, you just do it with having less healers. Like that's just how healing parses work.
Yeah.
Like all of my 99 and 100 parses from season 1 were when I was one healing 15 to 20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you want to parse, you just ask less people to heal. Or have like the shaman play like a damage fucking build so that you just have a cooldown if you need it, but nothing else. Pally can do that too, and sort of Disc, but not really. Mistweaver.
Dispel.
I probably wouldn't do this if they made all the campaign quests skippable at this point.
Well, I never even finished the main campaign, and the only thing for Lore Master I had left was Thaldraszus. I just did it to get the renown, and then once I got the renown, I just stopped working on Lore Master because it wasn't like you didn't get very much rep for the side quests, but you did get a little bit. So at the start, when like before Mythic Plus and stuff came out, and before the first raid release, I like pushed all that stuff really fast to try to get the vendor gear and the recipes too.
Yeah.
The alchemy
Like
and trinket recipes and stuff.
What's the one I'm thinking of? The one in the icy place. Oh, what the hell am I thinking of? That had the ring.
Yeah.
That was really good season 1. Well, the beginning.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and
You know what I'm talking about.
they nerfed to the farming on that too, and I didn't finish it. I only got it to the second rank of the ring, and I never got it to rank 5 for because rank 5 didn't give you anything. Cobalt Assembly.
Cobalt Assembly, yes, yeah.
I had to open my panel because I couldn't remember, and it was bothering me. Just like keep clicking Smite, open rep panel.
I can tell you I'm not doing that kind of rep farming and bullshit, because that's dumb.
Yeah,
But
I don't think you should be doing the War Master, but whatever.
I'm also just doing
A lot of
it for
time.
renown. It's
Yeah, but
really
the renown
not.
doesn't really matter anymore. Like,
Yeah, I'll catch up, but
you
it's
don't really
also
get
really
anything
not
for it that benefits you. Like, unless you're gonna start leveling up crafting. My God, being behind on knowledge points, it takes forever to get crafting anywhere.
I am planning on leveling up crafting.
Yeah, like you'd be better off than just going around and getting all the one-off treasures for whatever crafting you're gonna do.
Yep.
Because there's a bunch of those in the normal Dragonflight world, and then they added more in Zaralek Caverns that are on a weekly reset. So like, if you're gonna do that, you should get them before Monday.
Oh, I will. I mean, I'm gonna have Lore Master by probably noon tomorrow, to be honest with you.
Really? I mean, I did everything except Thaldraszus, and that shit probably took me a week.
No, it does. Thaldraszus is like half a day.
Yeah,
That's actually
I
different.
didn't do Thaldraszus, so I don't know how long that would have taken, but the rest of it
That's the quickest
cumulatively
one.
took. Oh, really? It
Yep.
seemed like it was going to be the longest, so I just didn't do it.
No, it's the
I
easiest
did
one to
them
do.
in order too. Are you sure you're talking about Lore Master and not just the campaign?
Nope, 100%. Where you get
Okay.
Sojourn of each one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro, I hate Spiteful. Such a stupid Apex. Why is it always with volcanoes too? It's like, oh, stepped in a volcano, got meleeed by a Spiteful. Guess I die now. Let's see if these people interrupt this fucking boss. I've yet to be in this dungeon where people interrupt the fucking boss. I'm in, Ever...
I've yet to do EverBloom, and I fucking hate that place.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
I haven't done it in a long time.
It sucks more.
How? Oh, it was so terrible to begin with.
Yeah, it feels equivalent to when it was like the first week of WoD and people didn't know
Dispel
how to
boss.
fucking deal.
Oh god, yeah. Let's just bring back bad memories.
Oh, we got one of them dead. That's good. The biggest complaint that I hear in here is just that you can't see the green on the ground because the ground's already green, and I don't really see that issue so much because like they're very different colors of green. But I also have close to near perfect hue recognition. Like I'm in the 99th percentile in the world for hue recognition, so like I can see the differences in greens probably better than the average WoW player. Like
Yeah.
statistically, like I'm not just like
Not just saying that.
yeah, like I mean I took it on a color accurate monitor and I had to align like 9,000 color squares in order of hue, and I only mixed up one, and it was between blue and green. And when it was pointed out which one, like at the end of the test, it shows you what you fucked up. And the one tile that I fucked up, it was obvious I fucked it up when I looked at it, like afterwards. So like I could
Oh, you're
actually see the difference.
Yeah.
I just didn't at the time. I don't know like if that's normal or not when they're pointed out, like if these two are different, but if you truly couldn't see the difference in the hue, I don't think it would be. So I should have gone into the makeup industry because people that have perfect hue recognition get paid a ton of fucking money to mix makeup colors, but who the fuck wants to do that as a job?
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, I have my dad's best friend does that, and he makes like enough money to have a house in San Francisco and a condo in LA. So it's definitely a good gig, but he's also been doing it a long time now.
Yeah, you get practice it, get used to it.
Well, I mean, it worked. It presumably the same thing helps me with like auto body painting, because I was able to match paints really well just by eye, like mix paints to match like, you know, ding and dent repair.
Is
and, like,
that like
a lot of people can't do that either.
yeah? Is that like perfect pitch kind of thing? Like
Yeah,
except for
basically.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're for this, like the reason some people are colorblind is that the cones that detect green and red light are just too close together. So like the wavelength hits both of them instead of just hitting one of them. So basically like me having perfect hue recognition just means that all of the cones in my eyes are spaced as close to perfectly as they can be. Like none of them are like everybody's cones are slightly different, right? Like you could have your blue and your red slightly close together, your blue and your green slightly close together, and that's going to impact how accurately you see those shades of colors. And mine are just, you know, like appropriately spaced for the visible spectrum that humans can see. Like it's not Not super useful, but yes, it is like that. I think perfect pitch would be more interesting, but I'm glad I'm not colorblind. I had an ex that was colorblind, and I had a color shifting car, and he couldn't tell it was color shifting because the color shifting colors were too close together for his shitty eyes. He was like, I just thought it was solid blue, and I was like, no, it's purple to red. Blue is the intermediate color. This is sad. You can't even appreciate the most beautiful car.
I've seen those, the color shifting in it. Those are kind of cool. Actually, my dad's truck does like it. Some days it looks like black, and other days it's like maroon. It's kind of
Yeah, it's probably more like a pearl or a candy or something. But yeah, that's kind of a form of that. Yeah, the tech in color shifting paint is really interesting. Basically, instead of the pigments being like almost two-dimensional, they're shaped either as like little pyramids or cylinders, depending on how many colors the color shifting shifts.
I was thinking of it like one of those moving, what do they call them? The pictures that have the things on them that when you shift it, it looks like it's moving or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, what are those things called? Holograph paintings or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some cheesy name. Yeah. Basically, the
same concept.
The pigments are charged, and one side of them always sticks to the metal because the metal is negatively charged or positively charged, and the fucking pigments are the opposite. So it forces them all to line up, which then when you're looking at it, you're always looking at it at an angle, basically, because they're not flat pigments. So you just see whichever angle you're looking at. Or alternatively, the sun reflects an angle, and that's the color you see.
Watch your...
They're very cool. I'm not too fascinated by the science of it, but I'm very amused by the effect.
Yeah. No, it's a cool effect. Every time I see that, actually in DC I saw it a lot.
When I got Need for Speed when I was a kid and found the color shifting paints, I thought they were fake, and then I always like wanted that to be like a thing. And I grew up in like a rural area, so I never saw any paint like that until I started car painting. And then I like, you know, was at the paint store and they had some samples, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's real.
Take my money, please.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I actually, when I used to do motorcycles, I actually was partnered with Did Spade that makes a bunch of custom color shifts and chameleons and shit.
Oh, nice.
I had one of their books that people could look through to pick stuff, and then we'd order it. Pretty much only ever got used on my own projects, though. Everybody just wanted fucking matte black. So unoriginal. Can you paint my Harley matte black? Yeah, bro, I can paint your fucking Harley matte black.
I want it to look like Sons of Anarchy.
Literally.
But I'm not the only one. Ooh, I gotta sell a bunch of shit in my bag.
Got my Spotify year of the fucking end.
Oh, how was yours? So what was your longest day?
July something, 23rd or something, and it was like 15 hours.
My longest was 9, almost 10 hours, like 9 hours and like 50 something minutes.
Yeah, I remember the day that it was too, because I just woke up and it was like it was a good affix or something. No, I don't leave my shit on. I turn off my computer like for reals. No, I woke up and I played like a consecutive 14 hours of gaming. and like
Oh,
only
damn.
got up to eat, and the
Shockwave.
eating I like had the music on still. Like when I went to make food, and then I just ate at the computer. It was like a good. It was either the start of a season or the end of the season in WoW, the last season.
So
Shockwave.
you're just pumping.
Yeah, just fucking gaming all day. But yeah, apparently I'm an edgy fuckboy based on my music taste. My number one listen to was K-Play, which didn't
Shockwave.
surprise me at all. And then I had
Shockwave.
Mizio, James Young, and oh
Run
god,
over the
somebody else
flowers.
edgy as fuck. I don't remember. Oh, Sir Sly, I think. Like just edgy shit. And I listened to like a big variety of music too. It was like informed me that my musical taste is very varied. Like it's not
Shockwave.
consistent. But what I listen to the most is like fucking angsty ass rock music.
Yeah. My top. It's funny. Hold on, I gotta look at my screenshots I took.
Shockwave.
They were interesting.
Oh,
Not
I was
really.
annoyed that Spotify has like figured out that we're screenshotting shit and just keeps prompting you to share it instead. Like, stop
Yeah.
it! I'm just trying to screenshot. I don't want to share
Shockwave.
the whole fucking thing.
Shockwave.
Nobody's gonna click it if I share the whole fucking thing. Like, but they'll look at it if it's just a
Run over the
screenshot of
flowers.
one part of it.
Yeah, nobody cares that much.
Shockwave.
Facts.
Oh, good. My Xbox game subscription renewed. That I haven't used in forever.
Oh, love that. Yeah, I got a free one from Discord Nitro, and I need to remember to fucking cancel it. I haven't used it
Alright.
so far.
Top artists. This isn't surprising. I'm a big Foo Fighters fan, so
Yeah,
top
I
artist
really
is
liked
Foo
Foo
Fighter.
Fighters when I was younger, but I just like I'm never in the mood for it anymore. Like it's just
There's
too. I don't know. It just doesn't like. I'm
do
angsty
it.
apparently. I don't know.
So I
Need
got
that fucking
Foo Fighters
angsty
is
Shockwave.
number one. Then it goes to Fleetwood Mac, and then it goes to Rise Against.
Oh, I do
and then
love
it
some
goes
Fleetwood Mac.
Run
Oh,
over
yeah.
the flowers.
Then I got Rise
Stevie
Against,
Nicks.
then The Offspring, and then Blink-182.
Oh my god, that's like me 10 years ago. Like that would have been exactly the same, except I would have had Red Hot Chili Peppers in there somewhere. Like
Oh yeah.
or Incubus would have probably surpassed one of those. I don't know
So
which one.
I'm in the top two